Have you ever felt invisible in a conversation? Like no matter how well you explain yourself, people just brush you off or worse, don't even take you seriously? It's frustrating, right? You know you have something valuable to say, but somehow your words don't land with the weight they should. Now, here's the thing most people get wrong. Respect isn't about raising your voice, talking over others, or trying to dominate a room. It's not about being the loudest. It's about being the clearest. Real power lives in the words you choose, not the volume you use. And today, I'm going to show you 5 powerful phrases that can instantly shift the way people see you. Whether it's your boss, a co-worker, your partner, or even a stranger, these phrases, if used the right way, command respect without you ever needing to shout. Stay with me until the end, because phrase number 3 is so powerful that even the most difficult person in your life won't know how to respond. Before we dive in, if you want more videos that help you communicate with confidence and live with more self-respect, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And hey, if you've ever been in a situation where someone didn't take you seriously, drop a yes in the comments. I want to know I'm not alone here. Have you ever been in a conversation where no matter what you said, it felt like no one was really listening? Maybe you were at a meeting trying to pitch an idea, or even in a family discussion, and somehow your words just didn't land. You left feeling frustrated, invisible, or even a little powerless. It's a common experience. But here's the thing most people don't realize. Respect isn't about how loud you speak or how forcefully you argue. True respect comes from something far subtler, something that can be far more powerful than raising your voice or trying to dominate a conversation. It comes from the way you respond. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters." Think about that for a second. We can't control the people around us. We can't stop them from being rude, dismissive, or arrogant. Someone might interrupt you, talk over you, or even try to belittle your ideas. But here's the power you do have. You control your response. That's it. And this is where most people fail. They react with anger, frustration, or defensiveness. But real influence, real respect, is earned differently. It's earned with firmness and calmness, not by matching someone else's aggression. Imagine walking into a heated conversation, and instead of arguing, shouting, or losing your cool, you respond with clarity and confidence. That is what makes people stop, listen, and take you seriously. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor philosopher who ruled Rome, knew this well. He led an entire empire, commanded armies, and dealt with countless political conflicts, all without ever needing to yell or assert dominance through fear. Why? Because he understood that respect is born from composure, from self-control, from the quiet power of someone who thinks clearly and speaks deliberately. And this principle isn't just for emperors or philosophers. It applies directly to your everyday life, whether at a work meeting, a disagreement with your partner, or even a casual chat with friends. The same rules apply. Your calmness communicates strength. Your words, chosen carefully, carry weight. And your confidence in responding sets the tone for how others treat you. Here's a quick question for you. When was the last time you felt truly heard in a conversation? Not just acknowledged, but really listened to? Think about that as we go through what I'm about to share. And if you're watching this and you want more tips like these, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps me know you want more content like this. So, how do you actually put this into practice? How do you start earning respect with your words instead of your volume? That's exactly what I'm going to show you. Over the next few minutes, I'll walk you through 5 phrases that you can start using today. Phrases so effective that people will immediately take notice without you ever raising your voice. These aren't just polite ways of talking. They're strategic, Stoic-inspired tools for commanding attention, asserting boundaries, and projecting confidence. Each phrase has a specific purpose, whether to assert your opinion, stop disrespect, or redirect a conversation that's going off course. And here's the best part. These phrases work anywhere. At work, at home, or even in public. They allow you to remain in control, protect your peace, and make others adjust their behavior to meet your standard of respect. So get ready, because by the end of this video, you'll have 5 powerful tools to speak with authority, stay calm under pressure, and finally make people listen the way you deserve. Before we dive into the first phrase, let me ask you, Have you ever been in a situation where someone's words made you feel small or dismissed? Comment below and share your experience. I'd love to hear it. All right, now let's break these phrases down one by one and see exactly how you can use them starting today. Have you ever been in a meeting or a conversation where someone shared an idea or opinion that just didn't make sense to you? Maybe you knew it wouldn't work, or maybe it clashed completely with your experience, but instead of speaking up, you stayed quiet, or worse, said something defensive and came off as rude. We've all been there, right? Here's the thing. You don't need to attack, argue, or raise your voice to make your perspective heard. In fact, the most powerful way to express disagreement is calmly, clearly, and respectfully. That's where phrase 1 comes in. I understand your point, but I disagree. It's simple, it's direct, and it's incredibly effective. This phrase communicates that you've listened. You respect the other person's perspective, but at the same time, you're showing that your opinion is independent. You're not just reacting emotionally. You're demonstrating thoughtful judgment. Picture this scene. You're in a team meeting. A colleague proposes an idea that, in your mind, is destined to fail. You could say that's wrong and risk sounding confrontational. Or you could stay silent and let a bad idea move forward. But instead, you calmly meet their gaze and say, I understand your point, but I disagree. In that moment, something powerful happens. You're not attacking the person. You're asserting your own reasoning. You're showing that you think critically, that your judgment is independent, and that you can engage without letting emotions take over. This is exactly what the Stoics call separating emotion from judgment, responding with clarity instead of reacting impulsively. Here's a little tip. Saying this phrase in the right tone, calm, measured, confident, instantly makes people pause, reconsider, and take you seriously. You might even notice a subtle shift in the energy of the room. Quick question for you. Have you ever been in a situation where you wish you had the courage to say this instead of staying quiet or reacting defensively? Drop a yes in the comments. I promise, you're not alone. Most of us have been there at least once. And hey, if you're finding this tip helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps me know you want more videos like this. Remember, the goal isn't to win an argument. It's to speak with calm authority, maintain your peace, and show that your words carry weight because they come from thoughtfulness, not emotion. Have you ever been in a room where someone made a comment or a joke that instantly made you feel uncomfortable? Maybe it was inappropriate, rude, or just crossed a line, and you weren't sure how to respond. Most people freeze. Some laugh nervously. Others say nothing at all, hoping the moment passes. But here's the thing. Your self-respect sets the standard for how others treat you. You don't have to shout, argue, or create a scene to make that clear. Sometimes one short, firm phrase is all it takes. That's where phrase 2 comes in. I don't find that appropriate. This phrase is a boundary setter. It's short, confident, and impossible to argue with. And the magic of it? It immediately changes the tone of the interaction without escalating it. You're not scolding anyone. You're not attacking. You're simply asserting your standards calmly and clearly. Picture this. You're in a group of co-workers or friends, and someone makes a joke that is offensive or crosses a line. The room goes quiet for a second, but instead of laughing along or looking away, you calmly look at them and say, I don't find that appropriate. In that instant, the dynamics shift. People notice. The person who crossed the line suddenly realizes that you won't validate or tolerate disrespect. And your calm confidence sends a clear message. Your boundaries are not up for negotiation. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, He who respects himself will be respected by others. And this phrase is the perfect modern application of that principle. By saying it with serenity and firmness, you show that you value yourself, and others can't ignore it. Quick question for you. Have you ever wished you had the courage to say something like this when someone crossed a line? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your experience. And if you're learning something useful so far, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps me know you want more strategies like this. Remember, the goal isn't to start a fight. It's to calmly, confidently, and clearly establish your boundaries so people naturally adjust how they treat you. One phrase, said at the right moment, can change the entire energy of a room. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone just seemed determined to push you around? Maybe they were interrupting you, raising their voice, or speaking aggressively. Try and control the energy in the room. Most people react instinctively. They match the anger, argue back, or get defensive. But what if there was a better way? A way to flip the script without losing your composure? That's why phrase 3 is my personal favorite. Let's talk when we can do so respectfully. It's simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Imagine this. You're in a meeting or maybe even a personal conversation, and someone is speaking over you, cutting you off, or trying to dominate the discussion. Instead of matching their tone, you pause, take a deep breath, and calmly say, "Let's talk when we can do so respectfully." Boom! In that instant, the dynamic changes completely. You're not running away. You're not showing weakness. You're demonstrating strength. You've set the rules for the conversation. Disrespect is not acceptable, and you won't engage on someone else's terms. 9 times out of 10, the other person will pause, maybe even fall silent, because you just took control of the energy in the room without raising your voice. This is pure Stoic wisdom in action. Epictetus taught that we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control our response. This phrase embodies that principle perfectly. You're not trying to win the argument. You're asserting your standards, protecting your peace, and teaching others how you expect to be treated. Quick question for you. Have you ever dealt with someone aggressive or toxic and wish you had a way to regain control without escalating the situation? Comment below and tell me if this phrase could have changed that moment for you. I'd love to read your experiences. And hey, if you're finding this strategy useful so far, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps me know you want more tips like this for real-life communication and confidence. Remember, it's not about avoiding conflict. It's about choosing the terms of engagement, staying calm, and flipping the energy so that you remain in control. One carefully chosen phrase like this can completely transform a tense situation. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation that feels endless, frustrating, or completely pointless? Maybe someone is arguing just for the sake of arguing, try to provoke you, or insisting on winning no matter what. Most people react by staying in the loop, arguing back, or letting their frustration show. But what if I told you there's a way to take back your power without escalating the situation? That's where phrase 4 comes in. I prefer not to continue this conversation. Think of this phrase as calmly closing a door, firmly, respectfully, and decisively. It's not about running away or avoiding conflict. It's about choosing where to invest your energy. You're saying, I value my peace, and I won't engage in something that leads nowhere. Picture this. You're in a conversation, and the other person keeps pushing, raising their voice, or nitpicking every point you make. You feel the discussion spiraling in circles. Instead of responding with more frustration or defensiveness, you pause, take a breath, and calmly say, I prefer not to continue this conversation. With those few words, everything shifts. You reclaim your peace. You step out of the game they're trying to trap you in. You're not stooping to their level. You're showing strength through restraint. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This phrase embodies that philosophy perfectly. You don't stoop to their provocations. Instead, you demonstrate self-control, composure, and maturity. And here's the interesting part. People often respect that more than a heated argument or a long-winded defense. Quick question for you. Have you ever stayed in a conversation longer than you should have, only feel frustrated or drained afterward? Comment below. I'd love to know your experience. And if you're already seeing how powerful this strategy is, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps me know you want more practical tools for handling tough conversations. Remember, not every fight deserves your energy. Sometimes the most powerful move is the calmest one. Stepping away with dignity, maintaining your peace, and letting your self-respect speak louder than words ever could. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone insisted that you see things their way? Maybe it was a friend, a family member, or a coworker trying to push their beliefs or opinions onto you. Most people respond by arguing point by point, trying to convince the other person, or worse. They stay quiet and let their own perspective be swallowed. But there's a more powerful, graceful way to handle it. That's where phrase 5 comes in. That's your opinion, and I respect it, but I don't share it. This phrase is polite, yet unshakable. It acknowledges the other person without surrendering your own perspective. You're not dismissing them, and you're not starting a long debate. You're simply asserting your own independence of thought, drawing a clear boundary around what you believe without disrespecting anyone else. Picture this. You're sitting across from someone who's clearly passionate about their viewpoint. Maybe they're trying to convince you that their way of thinking is the only right way. Instead of debating endlessly, raising your voice, or feeling frustrated, you calmly say, "That's your opinion and I respect it, but I don't share it." In that moment, you do something powerful. You maintain your autonomy while still showing respect. You're demonstrating that you can disagree without conflict and that your mind is your own. It's a subtle yet incredibly effective way to communicate strength, confidence, and self-respect. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, once warned that being a slave to others' opinions is the worst kind of prison. This phrase is your key to staying free. It reminds you and shows others that you can honor someone else's perspective while still thinking independently. Quick question for you. Have you ever felt pressure to agree with someone even when you didn't? Comment below. I'd love to hear if this phrase could have helped in that moment. And if you're finding these strategies useful, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps me know you want more tips for handling tough conversations with confidence. Remember, respect isn't about giving up your judgment. It's about showing that you can engage thoughtfully, maintain your independence, and communicate boundaries, all with a calm, confident voice. This phrase is a perfect way to end a conversation on your terms, leaving both respect and autonomy intact. All right, let's recap these 5 powerful phrases one more time, because when used correctly, they can completely transform the way people treat you. I understand your point, but I disagree. Calmly asserting your perspective while showing you've listened. I don't find that appropriate. Setting boundaries firmly and respectfully. Let's talk when we can do so respectfully. Taking control of the conversation without raising your voice. I prefer not to continue this conversation. Choosing your peace over pointless conflict. That's your opinion and I respect it, but I don't share it. Honoring others while maintaining your independence of thought. When you speak these phrases with calm confidence and conviction, you'll notice something remarkable. People will start to pause before speaking to you. They'll think twice about how they phrase things. They'll treat you with the respect you've always deserved. Not because you shouted, but because your words carry weight, authority, and self-respect. Think about it. Respect isn't something you demand. It's something you inspire through character, clarity, and composure. And the amazing part, you can do this in any situation, at work, at home, or even with strangers. Quick question for you. If you could start using just one of these phrases today, which one would be? Drop your answer in the comments. I'll be reading every single one. And I'm curious to see which phrase resonates most with you. And if you found these tips useful, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and shows me you want more content like this. Don't forget to subscribe as well, because we're just getting started with strategies that make your words your strongest tool. Stay calm, stay strong, and remember, your words aren't just words. They're your greatest weapon, your shield, and your path to commanding respect. Use them wisely, and you'll see the difference immediately.